I can then go and say analyze network, and I can analyze my network again. And here you can see that your discharge is still throttling less than the pre-development. Your overflow should be zero storage because it's now stored in the reservoir. If we go to view reservoir analysis results, we change this over to the reservoir. You can see your inflow, your outflow, and your lag time. You can also see your array, and here's where you can see watch the storage. Here you can see your storage is far more than 50 cubes. This is because you've got the water coming in not equaling to the water coming out, because it has a totally different momentum to it. Actually no momentum to it. And here you can see that you need up to 142 cubes. With the graph you can see the water flowing in, the depth over time. Let's just look at these links. So I want to put some names to these links. So I'm going to right click over here, choose type, and say, apologies, choose link name. And here you can see I've got the 19 and 17 and 6. So let's have a look at those. 19, 6, and let's put 17 on. Okay, 17 and 6 is the same. But here you can see your water coming in with link 6 and your link going out with link 17. And the water is being stored, this peak is being stored over here. One other item to look at while we're looking at the ponds, as I said, I'm looking at up to 1 in 20 a flood. A good idea is to, when choosing your sizing of your pond, is to go over to the terrain settings, slope shading, and you can turn on your slope arrows. That helps understand which way the water is flowing. You'll also see that I've got pipes running in this dip in the road here, or dip in the valley rather, and that dip in the valley I'm representing as a link, but not necessarily going to use that to put in as a channel. I just wanted to collect the water that was taking place and would probably discharge into the pond, controlled discharge over here, and I'd probably have a controlled discharge over here as well. The reasons that I chose to outlet the water on the high side is I would like to have a controlled overflow on the high side of the pond and not discharge it on the low side for erosion protection. One of the common errors is to undersize the pond and choose to have a pond size that is chosen with the throttled amount. So earlier we chose 50. That can cause issues where your outlet is far less during the lower part. So if we go to the pond here and we look at these, Q for the outflow is far less during the initial stages of the flood event, and that could cause that you need a higher storage. But you can choose in the stormwater to have a overflow. So if we go to the reservoir, you can design theoretically in Excel and paste it here to have a weir discharge. That can become tricky because you need to completely throttle to 0.49, or to your pre-development rather, I should say. You need to make sure, and it's not going to be easy to throttle your post-development flows if you have a weir discharge. So you're going to have to think carefully about what height you're going to place that, where you're going to place it, and what the shape is going to look like. It's far easier to throttle a pipe. at the invert of the pond itself.